Hello, I'm in D-War and I'm playing Kerbal Space Program today, and I'm going to be looking at building myself a new ship. I don't know why I've got the command pod, because it's going to be another satellite type dealie. We've got a few missions to do. I've got to get into orbit around both the Moon and get into orbit around Kerbal and take temperature scans, and I know I need a material bay. So, quite a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it in really. However, I do have some extra parts, just trying to find where it is. Probably in aerodynamics. Got what looks like a nose cone. Which can do that. I can't seem to place it though. I will admit it's the first time I played with this, but I clicked it. Want it to be a little wider. There we go. Oh right, it just kind of has placed now. That is really weird. So, got a nose cone. So I'm assuming that will open once we hit space. First time I played with it, which is why I'm making a new ship for it. Thermal control system, I don't need that. Although that might be nice for landing spacecraft design that I've got going on in my head. What one is the? We'll go with 3. Nope, we'll go with 4. And then we want kind of communications device. That's not gonna be in the nose cone, but it. Okay, we moved that one. We've got another comms device which we can click on the top like so, and that gets covered quite nicely. Recovery on some kind of parachute up, I suppose. Stick a parachute on top, and I can't really think what else we'll be needing. So we can move that, and that will deploy this protective shell. That's quite nice. We don't need any lights. We don't need any landing struts on the top. I think that should do it. So the next one's a science. Actually, the next one we want is a materials bit, because that's got Science Junior's got a slightly higher crash tolerance than the surface bay. Oh no, it's the other way around. Surface bay, Science Junior. What is that? Yeah, that's the materials lab, isn't it? Then we want the Science Junior. The surface bay even. Rotate that, and we'll open that up, and we'll stick all our fancy gadgets in there. So science, want the engineering system, and that off. There we go. And we want a mystery goo, because why not? And then a couple of thermometers. We are going to be doing a thermometer run again, assuming of course I've got enough. I want to be able to quite easily get to them. A couple of barometers. Again, I can transmit all that data back using the comms, but we don't have quite a lot of power. So, utility. Get some rechargeable battery packs in here. Now, I think that's. It doesn't seem to have any problem with the barometers or whatnot. It does seem to have a problem with the mystery goo because it's still faded out. Or maybe I just can't place it on top of the air redux. Mystery goo's got nothing to do with it. Yeah. I fixed it. Doesn't matter. I can go back on the top. Barometer. That's not a bad idea actually. Let's stick the barometers on the batteries. Barometers. Yeah, that'll do. So, we've got one side for the barometers and one side for the thermometers. And I can easily select them now. Close that back up. 2 batteries, so that's quite handy. And I remembered what the last thing I want to stick in between them. And I've got to try and remember where it is. Will be in there. And the command and control? Nope. Tanks. Pods? No. What I'm looking for is a steering column type thing. I know exists in the game. Pretty sure I unlocked it. Aerodynamic, but I see. Decoupler. I was hoping to be able to turn it a bit better. This is where I'll exit. Yeah, we'll just save it as untitled for now, because I haven't come up with a name for this new rocket. Come over here and we'll just see if I actually have unlocked it. Not in there. It'll. Flight control? Yeah, that's what I'm after, is that inland wheel there. We'll have to research that. Takes a chunk. I'm trying to save up for this one here, but mostly because once I get this one, I can go land on the Mun. Because I'll be able to easily get back in with these mobility enhancers, which I assume are just ladders. So that's what I'm trying to save up for, so we can finally land on the Mun. But it's not quite working. I've also spent a load of cash. I had like $1 million at one point, and just upgrading various bits and bobs like the sign. Oh no! Got rid of my science sensors. That sucks. So I've got to rebuild all of that. Well, at least I've got a rough idea of what I'm doing. I'll open you up. Try and stay on the game, shall we? Batteries. Then we need thermometers and so rebuilding 9 sensors, not too bad. I mean, 3 barometers and 3 thermometers are probably a little overkill. Really. But just let me maybe bring the science home. So I don't know. Kinda just learn it by ear. I'm gonna want a heat shield on the bottom of that as well, in case it does manage to get all the way home. The only problem is it's a little too long for my liking. Detach this and I will remember not to exit this time. So, alarm wheel. Turns out I hadn't unlocked it. Not in here. Not in there. Ah, there we go. Oh, I wonder if that fits in the service bay. So if I open you up, you actually do fit into the service bay. That's lovely. Don't know if it's usable in the surface bay, but I don't know. And that should give me a bit more control over what I hope is going to be a bit of a kick-ass rocket. Right, the next stage we need something so we've got quite a good control of flight over. What I'm going to go with is we'll just go with the one fuel tank. That should do. Poodle, is that gimbal? Yeah. Oh no, not the poodle. I want terrier, which is also a gimbal. So there we go. So we've got a little terrier. Now that's just to kind of fly us around the moon. Plenty effective delta V there, so we can change direction quite easily. Or maybe even get us back to the planet. Don't know yet. However, I do know we want a stack decoupler. That one. Let's go there. Whoops. Come on. Make sure that is actually. Yeah. The music's going a bit crazy. And then we're going straight up to Rocco Max, which that doesn't quite flow quite nicely. Isn't there like, yeah, the adapter there? So I actually want is that decoupler followed by the adapter. I've made this nearly impossible to grab the inside of it now, haven't I? So, next one, structural fuselage. No thank you, I want fuel tanks. The beefier the better. This one's like primarily going to be getting me into the orbits that I need to get into, as well as assisting with takeoff. So basically it's going to be like a two-stage type rocket. Engine still in the greens, that's good. And we want their solid boosters, the skipper. That's not gimbaled, is it, the skipper? Oh, it is gimbaled, lovely. So that's going to be an engine that will be assisting me getting into space, a bit like my previous designs. Nothing out of the ordinary. There we go, 6 of these. I'll be going on like that. These will all need to be set up in a second. Fuel tanks, and we're going with more Rocco Max, if I can get them attached. So that. I've no idea if this is going to work. Look at it. Engines, and these are all going to be right. Poodle ASL over. Yeah, these all want to be skippers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to stick a poodle on there. That bottom one's not going to fire. But these 6 here are to get me into space, which is going to happen. And then detach one by one. And hopefully Let's stick the poodle up here somewhere. But they should get me into space. About that poodle seemed a lot actually. Oh no, never mind. And because they'll be losing weight as they go along. That's the idea. So them 6 will all fire. I need to bring it down a bit, but I can't seem to get into radial decoupler. There we go. I bring them there. So, next step, which is going to be annoying, because these are going to attach each to each. However, I could just go like that. Let's that one back with his skipper. That and there. Oh yeah, once these are all empty, decouple them. But this main tank should still be full, and that should get me into orbit. That is my plan. Whether it actually works or not, I have no idea. Aerodynamics next, or the aerodynamic. Nope. It's like a Rocket Max version. Is there a Rocket Max version? I don't think there is. I'm gonna have to stick Rocket Max brand adapters and then stick the nose cones on. That's a bit annoying. But it looks like a good rocket. And they're all gimbaled, so I should not need fins, and that should let me either get around the Mun, or that will let me get round and back to the planet. We'll have to wait and see. So last step. I need more parachutes. These ones. Now I want to save the engines, so one there, and that will make them land on the nose cone, the fuselage, the bit that we don't care about because the engines are more expensive than empty fuselages. And I can't think of anything else. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to save that bit, so that's not important. Got no more signs we need to be taking with us. No more aerodynamics. Oh, we do need that. Yeah, we'll go there. That's kind of gone a bit weird. Slightly off center, but it doesn't matter. Don't need any more command module. I knew that thing was in command module. I was thinking of sticking kickbacks on all 6. I mean, that's gonna make one hell of a rocket. I stick them there. You know, Delta V just straight up goes for the roof. But you can't control the kickbacks. And having 6 is definitely gonna get me to that point where you'll suffer wind resistance a lot more than I would like. Oh, last bit then, structure and launch structure. So we got these will deploy. They're all parachutes for the engines. We'll stick there. We've got they're all the engines. Stick that there. They'll deploy, and it will all be couple. Oh, what have I done? There we go. Yeah, that's 5. Can I not? Ah, can't seem to group them. So we'll scroll up, and then we've got a decoupler there. and fire that engine, and then a decoupler there, and that protective shell. I'm going to stick that protective shell here, because by then I should be in space and I'll be needing the energy. So, that's a very interesting rocket. And because of the spiral nature, we're feeding into the main tank. It's called spiral science, because why not? And 20 minutes in, and I'm ready to launch. Hopefully, I've got all of this set up correctly. God knows if I have or not. Well, hey, that's a bit of a wobble. So, throttle up to full. Thinking these actually want to be in here. Just do the entire lot in one go. It's going to be very interesting, I know that much. Go to mission control. So that's orbit 1. We're way outside the moon, which isn't too difficult. And then we come towards the moon. Then we do all of our. Hopefully, we manage to get all of our sciencey stuff done. We will see. We'll see even if we take off. Where are we? We're going to leave that on. And we're going to say stage only. So right now, nothing. But when we fire, and we're off. So that's obviously the top liquid fuel. Nope, that's the top liquid fuel. That's the main center one then. Right, 10 off stage only. Burning through this fuel quite quickly, I don't think I like that. But the main tank's staying full. Which is good. Oh, I didn't turn on AS. A bit longer takeoff than I'd normally like. But slow and steady wins the race. Well, hey, slow and steady definitely wins the race. I found that sweet spot where we don't get the wind resistance. So we break a bit more atmo. There we go. So we're hitting the 20. We're using gimbaled engines. We're gonna knock it down to around about the 65. So because we're quite easily going to hit the apoapsis of out. Nearly burned through all our liquid fuel though. But the main tank's still full, which is good. The main engine is on, yeah. So apoapsis reckons we're going to definitely be on target. I'm going to level this thing out. And watch it go crazy. Come on, there's only a little bit more fuel left. Thank God. They can all fly off. So now I'm a lot lighter. Apoapsis has gone through the roof at this point. Might get that on the horizon a little bit. That nose cone still seems to be on. I think that might be just the speed. I mean, we're definitely in orbit, there's no two ways about that, and it's still rising. This has been a successful launch just not one that I'm particularly proud of. That's debris. I don't even know where my... I mean, we're still going up. Our apoapsis is so high. There's periapsis that we need to get down. And unfortunately, I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to be pointing to increase that number. I mean, right now, I'm kind of pointing straight back at the planet. The idea is to kind of maybe skim the planet a bit. Try and stop this number from going up, my apoapsis. But it's not going to happen. But once the periapsis actually pressures out. There we go. I'm just going to cut engines. So, successful launch. I don't think I'm a huge fan of the rocket. It's kind of very shaky there. And I don't seem to have any orbit lands for this. I mean, there's the debris. Ah, there's some orbit lands, thank you. Yeah, we've gone way off what we want to be doing. So, we'll stay at the apoapsis. Let's try and no, we don't, not the apoapsis. We want to delete that. What we actually want is about there. Want to add the maneuver. It's kind of straighten out a bit. Don't know if that's making that smaller or just adding to the problem. Leave that. We've got plenty of time to get there. 24 minutes. What's that gonna do? No, it's this way. Ah, so no, that was just adding to the problem. Right. Whoops. Then we want to go out a bit. This is madness. This is going to burn up so much of my fuel with that shaky launch. Trick is though, we've also got to fly past the moon. No, we want to... Yeah, I feel like we're going to just run into problems, but might not. And then here we want to add in another maneuver, and we're going to try and be as accurate as we can with these maneuvers. Nope, wrong way. That's brilliant. Nope. There we go. Pretty much spot on. I think he'd give us the award for that one. So, next step. Hopefully that... Oh, yeah, that's a good point actually. How was that nose cone doing? Did that finally fly off? Yeah, that's clear luck. I think I went the wrong way. Ha! Oh well. Let the SAS kick in. I mean, we're still quite a big rocket. Lots of fuel. But like I said, we've got 2 orbits to complete and then a bunch of exploring to do. So this liquid fuel's supposed to get us into at least the first orbit, if not both orbits. Come on, come on. Right, so we've got 22 minutes to get there. I'm going to leave it as dead up all the time. Where is the mun anyhow?